All right, so we're thinking about fasted cardio. People ask us, is this the end all be all? Should I do this? We get lots of questions about it. And then the other thing is, when should you train your core or your abs more specifically? Everybody wants a six pack, right? Not that everyone will get one, but everyone wants one, right? So what questions come up with fasted cardio? Why do people ask about it?
Yeah, a lot of people ask about it because, one, like certain people have seen a lot of results from it, which is great.
Yeah.
But I think the main idea behind it is that when you're in fasted cardio, you're less likely to use carbohydrates or anything glycogen as a fuel source, and more likely to use fat. Which if you're doing a long steady state cardio, you're likely doing that to burn fat. And so people think that this will help them do that more effectively if they do fasted cardio. So
Yeah. There's definitely plenty of fasted cardio advocates out there. They're just like, this is the stuff, this is the secret sauce, this is how you do it, you have to get into a little bit of energy systems to understand this. So whenever you're not going at your maximum speed, maximum effort, whenever we're just sitting around like we are right now talking about this podcast, or whenever you're doing, so you said steady state cardio, that means that you're going at a steady pace. You can maintain this for a long time. You could potentially say a few words if you have to. It's not like breaking you. And so that's steady state cardio. You're keeping a steady heart rate and you're not going to burn out. Anything above that is higher intensity. In steady state cardio, your body prefers to use fat as an energy source, whether it's available in your bloodstream already or stored fat. I want to clarify, in a resting metabolism, we're using fat all day long. So it's not like you only burn fat if you're doing a jog. And then whenever we had the higher intensity exercise, we end up having carbohydrate as a preferred energy source. So that's faster to use. And even other things like creatine phosphate, that's a big burst of energy that only lasts for 10 seconds, And so anytime we're doing any exercise, we're using all three, but your body will try to use one more than the others based on your effort. And so fasted cardio, because you haven't eaten anything, you don't have any readily available carbohydrate that you just ate, your body, because it's coming out of sleep, it was burning fat all night long, it's still burning fat. So the advocates would say, like, your body is going to prefer to use fat since you didn't eat anything. It's going to prefer to use stored fat specifically. And so what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, regardless of if it's using stored fat or carbohydrates as that energy source, it really comes down to just calories in versus calories out, right? And so if you're going to be burning those calories, it doesn't matter if you're burning it from fat or from carbohydrates, you're still burning those calories. And so at the end of the day, literally like at the end of the day, it's like calories in versus calories out. How much did you eat? How much did you burn? That's going to be like your net change.
Yeah.
And so, it doesn't really matter what energy system, like you said, like when you're exercising, you're using all three of those energy systems. And so it doesn't necessarily matter what fuel source you're using at the time. But yeah, for some people, fasted cardio is great. I know some people that they wake up and they don't necessarily want to eat. Maybe for their cardio, it doesn't really feel great. They don't feel energetic if they eat too much, or they don't have time to eat a long time before their cardio. And so for some people like that, maybe you want to work out super early in the morning, fasted cardio can be great. But I would say it's more of a personal preference.
Yeah, it really is personal preference. Like people see what works best for them. So, for example, if my tendency is to wake up, have a cup of coffee, stay away from the water, so I'm getting myself dehydrated, and then I pound a bunch of food, by doing some fasted cardio, like choosing to put off my breakfast a little while and do some exercise, maybe exercise that I would not have got in at another time of the day, then that is one thing that helps me burn more calories throughout the day and keep me from eating too much. So just by practicing saying no can be a powerful thing. So it's giving you more of a mental ability rather than necessarily being a secret sauce. You know, it's helping you get more structure in your day. I'm starting the day waking myself up with some cardio of any kind, and that's helping. And whenever I finish that, maybe I'm not as hungry as I was when I first woke up. I have more, and I'm also inspired and motivated because I started the day taking care of myself, and so I'm going to have better control for my choices for breakfast. That helps some people. For some people, it might be an easy way of adding in some extra exercise. Maybe they already have a gym routine. They're doing some kind of strength training or resistance training, but they just want to add a little bit more because they want to get a little bit leaner. That also is going to add to the overall calories you're burning. If you don't change what you eat throughout the day, you don't eat extra because you had some extra cardio in the morning, then you're going to end up having a calorie deficit. But same thing works if you don't do fasted cardio. If you end up having, like you said, if you end up burning more and eating the same or less, then you're still going to get results. So it really depends on a person's personal preference. You know, if they prefer to have something in their stomach when they eat or not.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think, like you said, it's not any secret sauce, but if someone adds in that extra bit, you're going to see progress, which is, I think is why a lot of people are really strong advocates for it, is because there are results from fasted cardio, and that's great, but you can just try it out and see if it's good for you or not. So.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that it is like a proven or exactly guaranteed way of helping you make progress, but it can be something that can be beneficial for you. So we definitely encourage people to experiment with it if they like it. But if you're planning to do really intense exercise in the morning, we do not recommend you do that fasted. To have some type of energy, even just a little bit of food, around a couple hours before you do that really intense exercise. Let's say you're going for a sprint workout, you're doing some heavy weight training, high effort type stuff, then your body it's going to need to have some available energy. You'll have what you had for dinner the night before, but having something that goes through some digestion a couple hours before and is in your bloodstream already is going to help you manage that high intensity activity much better. We don't recommend fasted cardio for high intensity exercise.
Right, and I think that just makes sense, right? So if we look at those three energy systems again, for steady state cardio, we're mainly going to be using that the slow burning continuous one. But if we're going to be doing a high intensity like sprint workout, and we're going to be wanting to use all three energy systems, having that food to help fire those systems up and help you actually use them in the most effective way is only going to make sense. It's going to help your results only be better.
So. Yeah. So good stuff. Hope that answers that question well.